All right.
We're rolling.
Yeah, so I've had a rough morning. I went to the post office. I had to deliver these packages for the Cadillac, posters and shirts.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to the post office lady. I already dropped $40 on just the boxes. Go over. She asked me, simple question is what put me over.
Sorry to go backwards here. What is it for? The Cadillac
for the
posters?
people who donated. I had to
ship them out.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
So I had 10 packages in total. So I go up to her. She starts weighing them. She asks me, "What are these posters?" Now this is the road, the crossroads. I took the wrong turn. I said yes, and some shirts.
Oh, you moron!
Little did I know, there's a media discount. Did you know what? There's a media discount.
I don't know anything.
These packages,
I know nothing.
no matter the weight, because I said there were shirts in them, $25 a piece. Guess how much they would have been if there were just posters? $3 a piece.
You fucked up.
So
You should just lie.
I saved it somewhat. I said, well, actually, half of them have only posters in them.
Yeah.
So I saved on that. But 4 out of the 8 boxes I paid $25 for. Came out to $133.
That's fucked.
It could have been. I did the math. It could have been $38.
Well,
for all of them.
What if you just said, you know what, I'm all set. You come back the next day when someone else is
I thought of that after the fact.
Yeah, you bet. I'm all set.
See, I want to place the blame on her, but partially, if you're her, throw me a bone. Why don't you tell me about it before? Who knows?
Okay, so because she did, just to clarify.
Yeah.
So because she did her job the right way.
He is right.
But
Because then she has to do it with everyone.
But she, I didn't know, I thought it was an innocent question. Like, she was just trying to make conversation. What's in these?
So
I didn't know that it mattered.
So you realize that every town has a post office.
Yeah.
If you just said no thanks, walked down the street and said, "Hey, I got some media here."
Yeah, right.
It's got to go out.
This is now looking like I'm the dumb one. Here we are, episode 16 of the Movie Mob Podcast. Welcome back. We're here in studio with Matt Sampson, as always. Sam, unfortunately, couldn't join us this week, but he'll be back with us next week.
We love you, Sam.
Yeah, Sam. Shout out Sam Reed.
Shout out, Sam.
Views have been going up since Sam has been on here, man.
Listen, man, Sam puts asses in seats.
People
does. Come, they want to see Sam fucking Reed. Everyone loves Sam.
Watch everyone just turn this off now.
Oh, yeah. No one's going to... This will probably have 40 views this week.
I mean, our 2 most viewed videos are with Broniger and Reed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a 1-2 right there.
So, and Broniger already left us, so...
We love Bron.
Don't leave, Sam, all right? Let's get into the movie news. Bum, ba-da-dum, boom. I gotta think of a better one. I just gotta have a consistent one, you know? That one was really bad. That was one of the worst.
Oh, there it is.
Hey, there you go.
Oh, I'm
it.
sure I got something here. Hold on, let me see what I got here. We got tell a joke, RJ.
Jeez, on the spot. What's that one you say with the bulls? That's a long one.
Oh, jeez.
A mother bull, a father bull.
That's a long. That's more of a story.
Dude, I don't have jokes.
All right.
There you go.
All right. Well,
you got a joke, Matt?
Go.
I got nothing.
Why
did the kid drop his ice cream cone?
Why, Matt?
He got hit by a fucking bus.
Jeez. Well,
I got a lot of those actually. Why'd the kid drop his ice cream cone? Because he had no hands.
Yeah.
Just dark humor.
Unreal. Well, dark rhymes with Darth. Darth Vader, voiced by James Earl Jones. Here's our first topic of the day. James Earl Jones is officially retired from voicing Darth Vader. Oh, Matt's got a face.
Where's it retired? What has he been actively
Well, yeah, he voiced him in Obi-Wan and he voiced him in Rogue One.
Was that an episode?
Yeah, but now
Rogue One's a movie.
But now he's done.
Okay.
But he's given permission to Disney to artificially recreate his voice, which they did in Obi-Wan for a lot, which is why he sounded younger. Because in Rogue One, you can you can hear that it's an older James Earl Jones, and then in Obi-Wan,
you really think?
Yeah, if you play it back and forth. But Obi-Wan, they fixed that, and it was really good. I mean, I only put this on here just to kind of, give honor to James
Give him
Earl.
his
What a
flowers.
performance.
I mean, dude, he's a fucking legend.
Mufasa.
I mean, especially that first New Hope movie.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, when he's like, you're a part of the Rebel Alliance, like, it's so fucking iconic.
Yeah.
Like, it's so fucking good, dude. And, like, no, perfect casting.
Yeah.
The perfect voice. I mean, he's a legend. He's one of a kind.
He really is.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's funny when you watch those, like, actual set videos of the other guy, David Prowse, who played him doing the lines, and it's just a fucking Irish guy. It's funny. But, I mean,
he sounds not intimidating
at
all.
No.
Like, at all.
But I mean, it shows how much James Earl Jones brought to that character, making him so
I mean,
terrifying.
he's synonymous with Darth Vader.
Oh,
if
yeah.
it was any other voice, it wouldn't be the same.
Right.
It's his distinct voice.
And obviously now with technology and stuff, it's good that we can kind of preserve that. But
Is it, though? So not to throw a wrench, but, like... So Disney did this with at the end of spoilers. At the end of
Rogue One.
Is that the one where Luke walks in?
Oh, it's Mandalorian.
Oh, that's
Mandalorian.
Season
right?
2.
Okay, end of Mandalorian season 2. Luke walks in and and it's like CGAI whatever.
That was bad. Yeah.
Right. But like I don't need to see Marlon Brando in anything else that he's already been in, as an example. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
you
that's
have
like
a collection of films. We don't need to bring him back.
But you don't see James Earl Jones as a voice.
No, but so this is even creepier. Okay. So like if you have to call the bank as an example, right? And they say, okay, can like I have, well, I don't need to get into what bank I have, but my bank has voice recognition on the thing.
Yeah.
So that when I call and I go, hey, what's going on? Whatever. I just need to check in my account for this and that activity, whatever. And the guy goes, yeah, well, you've passed the voice recognition thing. So, Mr. Williams, good to see you. Good to hear from you. Whatever it is. So it's like, is it not? Could you not call and be like imagine if a 10th grader had this.
Yeah.
And they call and they go, hi, this is Mr. whatever, so-and-so's father, and he won't be coming into school today, and give him an excused absence. Thanks.
Well, it's like those deep fake videos, too. You can fudge anything now. I mean, like, it's a bigger story.
That's a video. So like you got to watch that later. This is like something that if potentially, I don't know, you could use present tense. Like they're creating a voice from nothing.
Yeah, it's like when they brought James Dean back for that one movie a few years ago. I mean,
I just don't.
As long as he, but like in terms of just like a morality thing, if he gave permission for them to do it, it's good. It's one thing if he had died and then they did it, but
like they did with what's her name, Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, right.
That was not good. Not good.
But I don't know. I'm sure we'll see more of Darth Vader because they got to milk.
I mean, he's the guy.
They're gonna milk it.
And like none of us are actors, right? But imagine if your entire life revolves around your image and your performance or whatever it is, and then you're just in a movie.
Yeah.
But you don't get the credit because it's actually AI, whatever.
Right. Yeah. It's interesting. It is interesting. It brings a lot of questions to the table. Here's a lot of questions that people had. Deadpool 3. No one knew when it was coming out. They knew it was part of the MCU, but they weren't sure how it was going to do it. We got an announcement yesterday. Ryan Reynolds dropped a fantastic, funny video. He's just sitting on his couch, and all of a sudden, Hugh Jackman walks in the background. He's like, Hugh, you want to play Wolverine one more time? He said, yeah, sure. And now he's back. Wolverine is back. Hugh Jackman in Deadpool 3. Not much given about the story on this one, but with the multiverse and shit, obviously they've said it's not going to be, the Logan that we saw in Logan. Ryan Reynolds joked a long time before this was announced that Deadpool 3 was going to be a road trip movie with him and Wolverine.
Ooh, that's interesting.
So, I mean, this could be a lot of fun. And it's still going to be rated R.
Because you have, like, that funny, like, doesn't take anything seriously versus, like, the ultra-serious, like, everything sucks, like, personality.
Yeah.
And I feel like those together, like, that's always fun.
And it's awesome, too, because, like, he's always making fun of Hugh Jackman in the movies. Like, the first one, he has the picture of Hugh Jackman on his face.
No, do you think he'll be, like, a major role or just be, like, a side role?
I mean, if they announce it like this, like they said starring Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds is going to be the new Deadpool.
Interesting.
So,
I wish it wasn't so long. 2024.
I know.
Like, when was Deadpool 2? Like, 2019?
Yeah. I think it's just
maybe
because
earlier.
the Fox, everything got screwed up when they bought it. But, I mean, I'm pumped because, like, Deadpool's obviously fun, and it's different from the MCU. It's rated R. It's funny.
I mean, they've gone 2 for 2 with Deadpool so far.
Yeah.
I do like the first one. A lot of people like second one better. I like the first one a little better. But I mean, you're right. It's just because it doesn't feel like the MCU.
No.
Like when I watch Deadpool, it never crosses my mind like this is a Marvel movie. I treat it as its own thing.
Yeah.
And I really hope, like with everything that's happening, that like it stays that way.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see any of the like Marvel fucking shit. You know, just give me Deadpool, give me Wolverine.
Just have them swear at
Make
each
it
other.
fucked up. Give me some gore.
Yeah.
Make it rated R. You know, because that's their thing. You know, don't change it. You know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm very excited because this had to happen. Him and like Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, they have a great relationship. They've always like joked about it over the years, and now it's finally happening.
I mean, Hugh's a legend. I mean, low key, like when I first heard this, I was like, because like I kind of love Logan.
Yeah.
His
it's a great send off.
It was such a great send off. Like with that scene when she makes the little X.
Yep.
Like, dude, I get tears.
Yeah.
Like what a fucking final like send off.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like this is kind of like its own thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't really count. And like everyone loves Hugh Jackman, so
right. And he said before it would take a lot for him to come back to the role. So I think his relationship with Ryan Reynolds and
I'm sure it's getting a healthy page.
Yeah. I'm sure, but I'm excited, man. This is gonna be good, but it's a long ways out, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's it for the news topics today.
Quick.
We're gonna get into the discussion.
Some quickies.
Yeah. So we got a trailer. We're gonna talk about quick for The Last of Us.
Ooh.
Now, Matt, you're not a big video game guy.
Not really.
But you kind of knew of this. You know,
I've heard of it.
I played The Last of Us. Great game. This trailer looked awesome. I mean, talk about video game adaptions. There's not many good ones. Adaptation, sorry.
Adaption.
Yeah. But this looks great. I mean, you have the showrunner from Chernobyl doing this.
Ooh.
And then you have the
I didn't know
Neil
that.
Druckmann, who made the video game, is also an executive producer.
I don't like that name.
Yeah. Neil, what are you going to do? And then you get this great cast. You got Pedro Pascal, and then what's her name?
Liana
Mormont. I forget the actress's name. Nick Offerman.
I was just going to say she's the Mormont chick from
Yes,
Game of Thrones,
yeah.
Ron
So I mean,
Swanson.
for me, who's played the game, this looked like a incredibly like accurate to the game and stuff, and it's a great story. So I'm excited for you who hasn't played the game to see it.
Oh, dude, I've heard of the game because it's so popular, but I literally didn't know anything about it. Not one thing, not like who was in it, what it's about. And dude, I saw this fucking trailer.
Yeah.
And like to me, it didn't even feel like a video game.
No, yeah.
Like for me, I just saw this, and my first thought was this just looks like a banger show.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen The Walking Dead, but like it kind of had like the whole zombie thing.
Yep. It's a better Walking Dead. Definitely.
And like also, I feel like I don't know. You got Pedro Pascal leading it with like this girl. Like I feel like he's kind of gonna be like try and keep her safe. Watch over her and like that kind of back and forth. Dude, it looks pretty sick.
Yeah.
Like one of the shots looked like they were in Summit from Black Ops.
Yeah.
They're like walking
yeah.
across the bridge
Well,
or like a Ray.
It takes place in post-apocalyptic Boston, so it's gonna be right around here too.
And like here's the thing, like I would be worried about because there are so many zombie shows.
Yeah.
So I'd be worried about like it's been done. But because of the cast and because most importantly it's HBO,
Yeah.
I have confidence and trust that it's going to be done well. Like every show that HBO does, like Peacemaker, like they did the movie before, House of the Dragon, they did Thrones before. Normally for those I'd be worried because they're retrends.
Yeah.
But when HBO puts their stamp in, like I know it's going to be well made and the highest quality.
With HBO. They're just above the rest.
Yeah, no, they really are.
Yeah.
There's a significant difference.
Nick, any thoughts on this?
So I didn't know that it was a video game before. Real quick, Matt, just that wire that's next to your leg that's from the mic, can you just put it on the outside of the chair just so you don't pull it? There you go. Thanks, boss. Appreciate it. I didn't know that it was a video game. I was under the impression that it was just another zombie apocalypse type show.
Yep.
The trailer looks good. After Walking Dead, I'm a little, I'm just intrigued as to how interesting it's actually going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I'd watch it.
The Walking Dead for me, like the first 4 seasons were good, and then it got really bad.
That's my concern. How could you bring back another zombie show?
Dude, because I remember, like, I've never seen The Walking Dead, but I remember, like, when it first started, everyone was on The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And I remember by the end of it, everyone's like, yeah, I stopped watching. It was too much.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah. I know. I think if they keep it concise, like, don't drag it out. You know what I mean?
5 seasons.
Well, no, yeah. I honestly... I don't know if they're doing another season. I'm sure, because the second game...
Oh, it's a limited series?
Well, so the second game came out last year or a year or two before, so I can only see them adapting this and then that one. So maybe 2 seasons max.
But it is a series, though.
Yeah. But they haven't said they're doing a second season, from my knowledge, so... But I'd assume that they're going to adapt the second game if it's successful.
This is the problem with any media company, and I agree with you, Matt. HBO is awesome, but if it makes money, they sign contracts for 4 or 5 seasons, years in advance. So I'm sure they got this season. If it does well, great. Season 2. If it doesn't, let's say limited series, and then that's it. Moving on.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. But to your point about The Walking Dead, I mean, this is like one of the first video games that came out, and people were like, "This feels like a movie." It has that narrative like push to it. So it's not like most games, there's little side missions and stuff. There's like a overarching narrative here that I think is going to translate well. But I don't know. It should be good. They got a great cast. It's off to a good start. A lot of practical effects.
I will admit the trailer looked fucking
it looked really cool. Looks like it was shot well.
You guys are going to like it. I think so. It's a good story. It's like a heartfelt story about those two kind of just like traversing.
I'm usually not a zombie guy.
Yeah.
But like it just feels like they're just taking adventure, you know, just kind of trying to survive.
There's more humans alive than in The Walking Dead. So it's not as post-apocalyptic. It's a hard word.
No, I'm in.
Yeah.
Well, it's an adaptation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
You know what my favorite zombie movie is the
Zombieland?
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, I need to watch that. I hear great
Shaun of
things.
the Dead. I love British humor.
British.
And
British.
it's fantastic.
They have that's
it's
like a trilogy,
absolutely
right?
fantastic.
Hot
The first
Fuzz.
one,
Chocolate.
the first one is the only the Shaun of the Dead that movie. There's nothing like it, and it's so much better than Dawn of the Dead to me. You know,
I think it's hard. Zombie things are so hard because there's only like so much you can do,
which is why I was interested.
Right.
They're gonna
so,
do this.
but I have faith.
You get
in this
Zombieland.
one. Yeah, Zombieland. That's a
Woody
good one.
Harrelson. Emma Stone.
Good cast. I'm excited though. I think it comes out. It comes out next year. They didn't put an exact date, but I'm gonna guess very early next year if they drop the trailer.
It feels
already.
like a winter.
Yeah,
Like in the trenches.
February.
February.
I like it. Right after House of the Dragon, get into this. Let's
Hell
do it.
yeah.
I'm excited. All right, so let's get into some reviews. Speaking of shows, Andor came out last Wednesday. We didn't have a chance to review it. 3 episodes dropped. Matt, you had a chance to watch it recently.
I did.
My first impressions were, this is probably the best Star Wars TV we've gotten so far.
Wow.
I think the writing is just like is so strong. It feels like an HBO drama to me. The acting is so good. It's just like you can see that Tony Gilroy from the Bourne movies came in and had a story, outlined it, and knew what he was doing. Because, I mean, the first scene in this thing, Cassian goes into a Star Wars brothel. Like, there's girls coming up to him asking him. Like, it's mature. It felt like Blade Runner.
It definitely feels more mature.
Yeah.
Than Star Wars. There's a lot more killing. They're a lot more brutal with the death.
Yeah, he kills 2 guys in the first thing.
Yeah, and like you can tell, like Rogue One, like kind of had that same tone.
Yeah,
like up to this point, that was probably the most mature content-wise from Star Wars. I agree. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be honest. The first 2 episodes, I was like kind of like on my phone and also watching football.
Sure.
So I was kind of like in and out. But then by episode 3, I was like, all right, I should probably focus. And episode 3, I thought was the best one.
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome. Like, I was kind of on the edge of my seat, like, how they're going to get out of there.
Yep.
They brought in fucking Skarsgård was all. I loved it. This is a great team.
Yes. Yeah.
And then what also I really liked, they made sure they got a really hot chick.
I knew you'd like.
She was awesome, dude. I don't know her name. I really don't know what she's doing, but give me more of her. She's great. I love this team with Skarsgård and Diego Luna.
Yep.
I think it's going to be cool. I'm going to stop watching football and be on my phone. I'm going to tune in.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it feels?
You better keep watching football, kid.
Oh no, I'll be trust.
It feels mature. It feels like you have to pay attention. Versus the Mandalorian is something that's very simple, adventure of the week stuff. This feels like a series.
Yeah.
And Tony Gilroy has it outlined for 2 seasons. It's going to lead right up to Rogue One. So I have confidence in the story. And there's a lot of layers. They're dealing with a lot of different themes, like that girl and her husband, like.
Oh, he's dead now, right?
Yeah, he's
good. Fuck, he was a fucking snake.
There were a lot of Scottish
snitch.
and British people in this.
British.
You notice that? A lot of Scottish accents.
Scottish.
But no, I mean the cast is phenomenal. What was the other note?
The officer was a bitch. The fucking
he
a
sucked.
bitch. I hope he gets.
Yeah,
I
know.
Gets offed.
But lots of practical effects and aliens were.
Yeah, it didn't feel too fake.
No, well, so Nick, you'll appreciate this. They built that entire city that Cassian's walking in, like through most of the. They built that entire thing. That was an actual set.
Pretty cool.
So it's cool. It just seems like there's a lot more care like
Well, it feels
Obi-Wan
dirty,
should have
gritty.
been looked like this.
Yeah.
You know, it shouldn't have. Obi-Wan didn't feel like a movie.
Well, dude, this feels like dirty, gritty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Lived in, yeah.
Like, you made a great point. I don't know who it was, but, like, you might have been you who said it, but, like, the old Star Wars movies,
Oh, yeah.
like, the costumes felt dirty. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, Luke's outfit, like, it felt like he'd been living on a planet full of sand.
Yeah.
Versus, like, the new ones, it's like everything's new. It feels too clean. Like, this feels, like, gritty, kind of, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm really I'm excited to see how it goes out. It's going to be 12 episodes. And
I like short episodes, too, in and out.
But, like,
30
even
minutes.
though they're 30 minutes, though,
They're
how
good.
think about
They don't
just
waste
think
time.
about this. 3 episodes of this series in Rings of Power, which we're going to talk about next. How much character development have we seen in these 3 episodes versus that show where we haven't gotten anything?
I'm gonna wait to give my thoughts.
Well,
on
let's get
Rings of
into it.
Power.
Rings of Power. We're very excited about Cassian Andor. I think it's better than Rings of Power right now. And so, Matt, we liked the episode before this. We actually enjoyed.
Yep.
Ends. Numenor is going to Middle Earth. They're about to get on the ships. Then we have a whole episode where they haven't even left yet.
This show sucks and blows, dude.
Yeah.
This show is not good. No, this show's fucking terrible.
I haven't watched the past 2
It's-
weeks.
I
don't.
figured.
Dude,
Yeah.
save your time. Dude, what a fucking seriously, dude. I mean, I feel like bent over and taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Bezos, like, put something in my drink. Oh, Rings of Power.
Yeah,
You know what I
right.
mean? Lured me over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cute looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then just fucking took advantage of me when I wasn't looking. Slipped
Yep.
something in my drink. This is not right. He's taking advantage of the public, dude.
It's a long episode.
Because they promoted this, Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
biggest, greatest show ever. It sucks.
Tried to tell ya.
Do you know what they're selling you on? They're selling you on the lore of Lord of the Rings in the world.
And the look,
Well,
yeah.
I really don't give a shit about the lore. I want a good story
Yep.
with good, interesting characters. It's not a good story. None of the characters are interesting.
Yep.
None of them have any development. Frankly, the plot's boring. It's been 5 fucking 70-minute episodes. Nothing's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Nothing.
Everyone's stagnant. Yeah.
It sucks. It's not a good show. It looks nice, but, like, I don't know.
I mean, I'm
out.
ready for the next episode to start. They're on the boats, and they said, "Oh, I forgot my hat," and then we spend another episode back at Numenor.
Literally nothing happens
Yeah,
in episode 5.
like the momentum of that last episode before this is like, okay, things are starting to actually happen.
Yeah,
We
that's
both
why
said
I was
that.
exciting. I'm like, all right, here we go, finally.
Yeah, and then nothing happened. They were still
Literally
there.
nothing.
I don't know what. Like, I can't think of one thing that happened in this episode in Numenor that was validation for them not just already leaving.
Dude, I don't even care about any of the characters. Like, I
Yeah.
like the dwarf.
Because there's too many.
I kind of like Elrond, the elf, and whatever his name is.
There's
like,
too many characters, and they
You
can't
all
focus
fuck
in on.
both of you and Sam because everybody was saying to me that, like, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Well,
I
yeah,
think it's
now there's
okay.
only 3 episodes
I'm like, there's
left, though.
15 fucking characters. You're never gonna be. They could have 15 shows for the same price that they made this one show for.
Yeah.
I can't.
But Game of Thrones has a shit ton of characters too, and they do it right.
you know what? I feel taken advantage of.
Yeah,
I feel
you
like
said
this
that.
is like on Tinder, a cute girl, 10, blonde, big, nice rack. You know what I mean? You show up, all lies.
Yeah.
You know,
You got catfished.
you got catfish.
Yeah, like the show.
It's fucked up, man. This is not right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, and I mean, the cool looking shots and budget can only get you so far.
Well, what are the hobbits called? The halflings?
The Harfoots.
I hope they get eaten.
they suck.
Like, I hope, like, a big bear comes next
Right.
episode and eats all of them. Like, imagine, like, Papa halfling. You just, he's halfway through a
Yeah.
bear's mouth.
It's just like no one's moving. I said it to you the other day. It feels like we're stuck in dead traffic. No, we're trying to get somewhere and nothing.
Yeah,
is
just on the
going.
highway, just fucking,
Yeah.
you look, it's just,
Whatever. I mean, listen, I'm going to watch the rest of the season, but after that, I don't know. I mean, they only have 3 episodes left. And just look at Game of Thrones, look at Andor in such smaller doses. We've gotten so much more from those stories.
Have
It's-
have you read the book?
So,
Whatever it's called?
all right. So the book that they technically can't adapt the book.
Okay.
Because they only own the rights to the Lord of the Rings books. And in the back, there's like, you know how this at the end there's like those pieces of like information.
Mm-hmm.
So they have like a bullet point summary of what happens versus a whole book that explains it. So so in their defense they can't do that, but still, like, if you're a competent writer, like, get creative with this stuff and make some compelling characters.
Yeah, no, I think I mean, they're selling the world, like you said. They're selling the visuals, but that only lasts so long.
Right.
That's like a hot girl with like no personality. Like, yeah, man, you know, it gets you a seat at the table, and you know maybe you want to fuck her, but dude, you don't want to date her, dude. It gets boring. You know, give me like instead of like a 10 who's like an airhead, give me an 8 like I can kick it with. I want that over time.
Yep.
So that's my
I mean. It's just disappointing, man. And I didn't have huge expectations going into this because of a lot of those reasons, so it's not hitting me as hard. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. What are you going to do? Let's talk about the real shit right now. Game of Thrones, The House of the Dragon, Episode 6. So this was it. This was the big one, the big 10-year time jump, Matt. A lot of people were nervous because the performances of Rhaenyra and Alicent as the younger versions were so good.
Nick's getting ready. Nick's like,
I'll
say, now it's time.
And I'll lead it off first here. I'd say that
RJ, what do you think?
I think these are good actors. I think they did a good job stepping in these roles. I think this was a I think this was a great episode. It's my least favorite episode because there's a few things that I have issues with.
What do you have issues
due
with,
to the
RJ?
time? Should I get into it now, or do you guys want to
hear what you have to say.
I only have a few issues, and it has to do. One of them's stupid. One of them's a little significant.
Okay.
The whole thing with Sir Harwin and Rhaenyra, I'm totally fine with the plotline. No issue with the plotline, but I really wish we had one episode before this,
100%.
when they were still younger, to just nudge it a little bit to believe why they would do this. Because if you ask me, what's their relationship? I have no idea. I don't know if they love each other. Or they were just doing... I'm going to guess, because they didn't focus on it, that she was like, I can't have kids with Laenor. Here's this guy right here I'll have kids with. And that's it. But I don't know. Like, she seemed to get emotional when he was leaving.
Well, no, I think they liked each other, because that scene when, like, she has, like, the kid at the beginning.
Yeah.
He comes in and, like...
She's smiling. Yeah.
Like, what's his face? The Sea Snake's son. Laenor?
Yeah.
Like, he leaves the room and he comes in, he's like cradling the kid, and like she's finally smiling.
Right.
She can finally relax. It seems like they you know.
But like because Sir Harwin's such a minor character in those first few episodes.
Love him,
he has little moments. He's awesome.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying is like
Man.
stuff like this. I might have preferred one episode with them younger.
I would agree.
Nick, you're shaking your head here.
So I disagree.
Okay.
I think that I think Sir Harwin, although I loved the character.
Yeah.
He was really cool in the first 5 episodes. I think that the point, he still serves his purpose. He's the bastard father of the father of the bastard children, right? So I think that was really, it's unfortunate. It would have been cool. It would have been cool, but I don't think it's needed necessarily.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the character still serves a purpose. Real quick, I do have this that I put together real quick.
Sure.
Ooh, I like
that.
Just for these guys, because they're the main core people. You know what I mean?
Cool.
I know it's the same king, but it is very interesting to see.
Yeah,
like,
poor guy.
Nick, what'd you think of him when you came walking in? Because you weren't convinced that he was alive still.
it was incredible. I'm not kidding. It was incredibly aggravating. I was annoyed. I love the king. I think he's great, but like, you kind of like they kind of blue balled me there a little bit at the end when he fell over, and I'm like, sometimes I don't want to have to work too much. You know what I mean? Like is he dead? Is he not dead? I waited a week for him to just come, like, you know.
I think it's kind of funny though that like he just refuses to die. You know what I'm saying?
He looks
like,
bad.
He's looking really bad.
And it's the inevitability that you know that when he does die, everything's gonna hit the fan.
He looks something like a cat spit up, dude.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that saved me is realizing that the only person with power. There's tons of people that like Rhaenyra. Okay, the only person of any significance is the king.
Yeah.
And the fact that Alicent, who I keep calling Allison because that's a real name.
Yep.
I keep calling Allison too. Yeah.
That, like, Olivia Wilde. I mean,
Olivia Cook.
Thank you. Olivia Cook. What a brilliant actress.
She's awesome.
I hate her in the way that like I'm supposed to hate her. I love her as an actress. The character, God Almighty.
Yeah.
Shut up.
What did you think of Emma Darcy as Rhaenyra?
So it's very awkward because she's never in a Alcock. What's her first name there?
Millie Alcock.
Millie Alcock.
Yep.
She's never in a bad light. She's never in a bad position. And I mean, like, she's never even, like, she comes off of a dragon. And
she's never vulnerable.
The worst thing about the dragon thing is that the dad goes, oh, you smell like you've been riding a dragon.
Yeah.
But she's always perfectly put together.
She's very playful, too, in those first few.
Sure. But I'm saying visually, you open up on that first scene in
Yeah,
episode 6, and she's giving birth, and she looks like shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just horrible. Have you ever seen any woman going through childbirth?
Right.
It's not their best moment.
And I think that scene alone justified aging her up, because I think she's had 3 kids. It's been 10 years. Like, she's not going to look, that young. She's been through a lot of shit.
No. But like, I'm saying, it was like we opened with a different actress. In her shittiest moment that you could possibly. But then, as the show progressed, or as the episode progressed, and she was kind of put back together, and all that stuff. I was like, oh, this lady works. Like, it works. It definitely
totally
works.
Those first 5 minutes, that one long shot, that was awesome.
I didn't know who I was looking at.
It took you a minute.
Dude, I love the shot of her walking through. What kind of bitch asks for the kid right after it's born and they can't even go to the mother? Like, dude, the queen is horrible.
That's fucked.
So here was my other point. The one thing that kind of bothered me a little bit. Go back to that picture though, Nick. That chart.
Oh, the chart one. Okay.
Well, yeah. All right. So they aged him up. They made same actor, but they made him look different. Damon looks kind of the same, but it's fine. Kristen Cole, he couldn't have grown a beard. He looks younger than he did the last episode.
He got a haircut.
He got a haircut, and he's 10 years older.
Oh, come on.
He looks so young.
Dude, I'm kind of down on him.
Go to the
too.
picture with Allison and him.
He literally looks the same.
He looks the same. He didn't. Nothing happened to him in 10 years.
Listen, he's a Tom Brady of Westeros,
I'm just
man.
saying,
He doesn't age.
He could have grown out his hair and maybe just got a full beard, and that would have done it. But he looks younger.
Well, this guy looks the same too, Lars.
Yeah.
I fucking
don't know.
hate
That
him.
was the only issue I had with it. It kind of took me out of it a little bit.
I thought you were going to say about Damon. Damon doesn't look that much older.
He doesn't, yeah. But I guess it's kind of a thing of, like, how much do you really change from that age versus, like, Rhaenyra? I feel like it's a bigger shift than those, like, 20 to 30 versus, like, I'm assuming Damon was in his mid-30s, so now he's, like, 45.
I was just going to say there's, like, not a huge difference between, like, 30 and 35, but there's a huge difference between like 10 and 15.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So Damon didn't bother me, and they changed his hair. So,
dude, I think both Olivia Cook and Emma Darcy, they both did a great job.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great job. But dude, low key, like when it came on and it was Emma Darcy, I was a little sad.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, I got used to like, Millie Alcock and the other one playing Emily Carey, is that her name?
Yeah.
Like playing the characters, and I kind of married myself to like them playing those characters. Dude, I wouldn't have minded like, I don't know, maybe like a full season of them. Because like you said, the thing with like Harwin, maybe you get like an episode of them kind of, you know what I mean? Because like everything's going fast, like shit's going down every episode.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel rushed, but like I think if they like had a full season, of them and like developing everything more, like I don't think it could have hurt either.
And then it like ends with that wedding episode. I definitely agree with you. I think it at the end of the day it comes down to the time constraints of the book.
Dude.
So can I ask you a question though?
Yeah.
Because it's very interesting, and I feel like.
Don't get me wrong, I love it, but like I wouldn't have minded.
This has never been done before. This was like,
but I feel like
a second
people
pilot
on the behind the scenes in films.
Yes.
And like I feel like this conversation would come up a lot. It's very interesting, Matt, that it comes from you because no, not in a bad way. It's very interesting because it's one of those things. It's like you love Seinfeld, right?
Love Seinfeld.
So the episode where George is leaving on a high note.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Would you feel the same about them if you saw 12 episodes of these children running around? The reason you love them so much is because you can't have them anymore.
Yeah.
They left on that high note. I think it's brilliant.
To that point,
it makes you want it.
To that point, is we've seen what happens when writers, not that are George R. R. Martin, have to expand upon things that aren't there.
Sure.
So because the book ends at that point, they would have had to write 5 more episodes of like stuff kind of making it up.
True.
I'd rather them
pregnant for the first 3
right.
pregnancies.
I'd rather them just kind of cut it, and it sucks because you do want some of that development, but
No, I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like, now that you guys say that,
Yeah.
it makes sense, because it's kind of like you go on a first date with a girl, and like you sleep with her the first night.
Uh-huh.
There's
like,
nothing left.
That's it. But like maybe she gives you a kiss, maybe not. You come back
It's a
wanting
gradual
more.
build-up,
You're like,
yeah.
all right, I need to come. You know
yeah,
what
you're
I
like,
mean?
I got to step it up. I got to look nicer. I got to smell
Yeah.
better. I got to take her on a bigger date.
You know,
whatever
she
it is.
leaves you on that high note. Versus she gives you everything she has first. Or like, all right, why do I need
Right,
to
you
come
go,
back?
oh, you want to go out with me again? She goes, maybe. You
Yeah.
go, God damn it. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
that's
true.
that different thing. Listen, I love the entire cast, but
So
that's
good.
also part of the reason I'm pissed about the King. Because it's
yeah.
like,
He's down bad.
but you do need him.
My
Right.
man's down
and
bad.
if you watch the behind the scenes, Sapochnik said this was literally a second pilot.
Yeah.
Did you
it
watch the
felt like-
full, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
half-hour thing?
Yeah.
That was brilliant behind
Yeah.
the scenes.
Right, it was
Brilliant
awesome.
behind the scenes.
But it was such a great point. Like, this felt like the first episode of a show.
It did.
And that's a weird thing. Not many. I don't think I've seen a show that's ever done something like this, where they switch, gears halfway. But I think it all comes back to the fact that we still haven't even gotten to the meat of the show yet.
Dance of Dragons.
This is all really just set up. Still,
Establishing.
yeah. And I think once these actors aren't going to change anymore. The only actors that are going to change are the kids are going to grow up a little bit. But that's it. So there's not going to be any more major time jumps for the rest of the whole series.
That's good.
So this is
Yeah,
this is
so
our
the
crew
first
now.
5 was just the setup. That's
Right.
really
this,
what it was.
This is our crew.
This guy, Lar, I fucking hate
Larry.
him. The
Yeah. So
cripple
let's
guy.
talk about what happened
He's
in
the
the
new
show
Littlefinger.
now.
I fucking hate him.
Yeah.
I hope he gets his. That guy,
He sucks.
fuck him.
I mean, between him, the big three of Allison, Kristen Cole, and him.
Dude, I used to really like Kristen. Now
All
I'm
my
like kinda
homies hate
soured on
Kristen
him.
Cole, man. He sucks.
He's kind of a puss.
I hate him.
Like we call
What a dick.
I am, yeah. I mean, I get it, but get over it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of those
He's a
things-
salty
It's
bitch.
like your buddy calls you and he's like, "Dude, this girl doesn't
Yeah.
want," and you're like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, that sucks, man." And then they keep bitching about it, and
Yeah.
you're like, "Bro,
It's been 10 years.
go to a bar, go get
Yeah.
another chick."
I loved when Sir Harwin was like punching the shit out of him.
Yeah,
It was
dude.
like a taste of his own medicine.
I was so excited, and the thing I loved about that scene the most
That was my
is
favorite
that the
scene.
king didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Dude.
No, the king doesn't
was
do
like-
anything.
He's
The
living
king
in
didn't give a
denial.
fuck, dude.
The whole all of Westeros is living in denial.
Not
'Cause
even that,
She's
though.
got 3 kids with brown hair.
The king
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah, that was unfortunate, but like Sir Harwin's dope as fuck." Like that was
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much his
Yeah.
response. He was like, "But I really like Sir Harwin, so
Yeah.
whatever." Like it was kind of dope, dude.
dude, he just wants everyone to get along. He's just pretending
he really
nothing's happening.
does.
Yeah.
He's such
just-
a good guy.
He's falling apart, losing his arm.
And
The-
I might
Allison-
actually cry when he dies. Like I
great.
really love
Allison's
this
been
character.
whipping around. She's treating him like shit.
The king's
now.
like the only like good dude. He's like
Yeah.
the nicest guy.
Like, what did she say to him on the stairs? She's like, "Oh yeah, you can marry them off if I'm dead."
No, she says, she says, "Do whatever you want when my body's cold in
Yeah,
the ground."
right. Exactly. Yeah.
Which
Dude.
I thought was,
She's a bitch now.
oh, it's
Yeah.
so bad.
But let's
She's like the new Cersei.
let's talk
She
about yeah, really,
exactly,
Is the new
Yeah.
Cersei.
Oh my god!
because she loves her kids
Yeah.
and all she wants is the power.
Because you hate
Yeah.
Cersei, but like in the good way. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
want you to like.
Yeah, you
Plays
hate
the
her
character
because
well.
you're supposed to hate her.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of the kids? That dynamic.
Which one? The
Kids
one.
are
All
bitches.
of them. I mean, so you got Aegon jerking off out a window,
That
the
was-
same one
yeah,
that Tommen
that was-
committed suicide.
That
out of.
was incredibly interesting.
It was
Yeah,
interesting.
that was weird.
Homelander moment.
Yeah, for
that's
real.
the first thing I thought of.
You ever watch Succession?
Oh yeah, he does it too.
That's
Yeah,
a very,
Roman Roy does it,
it's
right?
very
Yeah.
like common thing, and
It's interesting.
What if you like?
never had a desire to
Oh,
to
my
whack out a
first thought
window.
was like, what if you climax and like slip out?
No, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're doing it on
Oh.
the peasants. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so we got Aegon. So Allison has 3 children now. Aegon, Aemond, and then I don't know the girl's name, but she was the one playing with the bug. And then Rhaenyra has
Helena.
Jacaerys,
Helena is the girl's name.
Joffrey, and then one other one. I don't know the other name. So they each have 3 kids.
Helena is the girl's name
Oh, okay.
because when she says, "I want," how about we join our houses?
Yep.
Very ancestral. Very
That's
ancestral.
how they do
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's very.
Targaryens.
But yeah, so it's 3 kids on each side. What'd you think of the performances from the kids? I couldn't not see Mike from Stranger Things.
Yeah,
as
he
Aegon.
had a very like bitch.
That's
face.
who it is, right?
No, it's not.
Oh, it looks who it.
Yeah,
Let's
it
look.
does
Right
look
when
like
you
him.
said that, I went, "Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
can see that." Yeah,
I
100%.
don't know. That kid just looks like a
He
bitch.
looks like a prick. I'm gonna hate him.
Yeah, I don't like.
Yeah.
I already don't like him.
I do think he's quick-witted. I think he's hilarious. When what did he say when she comes in to give him shit?
Oh,
about,
he's a
about
twat.
He goes,
Yeah.
"Yeah, he's a twat." Just-
Yeah. That was
Dude,
funny.
he's like, Like, just think about being in his shoes in that moment. You're sitting there naked. Your mom just caught you masturbating out a window or whatever. And you're just he's just such a kid. But they're brilliant. I think they're all really good. I'm not a fan of the younger blonde kid. I think he's like overdoing it a little bit. And it's hard to judge child actors.
What's good is they're all going to change, I think, in a few episodes. So we're going to get older versions of them.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, yeah, they are.
Oh, that's weird. So
that's the last actor change is the kids are going to get older. Yeah.
Interesting.
Which I'm,
Can we go back a minute? How do we feel about Lenor?
I fucking hate him.
The older Lenor, because I actually liked the young.
Lenor, the character. I like.
Oh wait, which one?
The husband.
Oh,
Her husband,
no,
Lenor.
I like. Lenor.
I like.
Sorry, I thought you meant the other guy, the cripple guy.
He's a little. He's a little ignorant.
He's a little ignorant, and he doesn't come off. That to me.
Yeah.
That's the most drastic change between the other cast and the new cast.
Look wise or just character?
Overall. I just don't feel like I felt I got the impression that the other one was what he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
The young one was what he was supposed to be, and I feel like this one, like, he's supposed to be gay, and he's coming off like that's his best friend. The younger version had the boyfriend. Like, there was a real I cared because I was like, okay, there's a relationship here. That's why you care when Joffrey gets killed,
right?
The new boyfriend or whatever he has there, right? Which, by the way, I thought it was fucking dope that Rhaenyra was like taking.
Yeah.
So cool.
That was cool.
But the new he doesn't come off like a boyfriend.
Yeah.
There's no relationship. I don't feel for the character. Like, almost immediately, I fell off from like where I was. I thought there'd be something deeper there, like a more secretive kind of life.
Well, I think the thing with Lenor is like he says is like. It's been 10 years. He's literally just been playing a role for the past 10 years. Hasn't fought in any battles or anything.
She calls him out on that so quick. He fucks and drinks and
he's resigned himself to like doing anything. He's like, this is my life. I'll just sleep around and drink wine.
I mean, I'm kind of indifferent on him.
He's fine.
You know,
I think he's fine.
I just thought there'd be
what
more
about
there.
Let's talk about Lena, his sister, and Damon.
Yeah,
so that was a whole other side plot.
How sad is it? The lady got one episode.
That's
she
another
was
thing.
cool.
Again, I feel like I would have liked
her.
Maybe she died in the next episode. We get a full episode of their relationship there.
Wait,
I felt like that was kind of cheap.
It was.
Why did she die?
And
childbirth?
No, well, she Dracarys herself.
Yeah,
so
but why? Why did she do that?
Because she was going to die regardless.
From giving birth.
The guy said the C-section. No, they had to do a C-section.
Remember
like they did the AMA.
I swear to God, I almost just said remember in season 1. Episode 1.
Episode 1.
Dude, it feels like forever ago. In the first episode, or the second episode, whatever it was, when the queen was giving birth and then she dies.
Yeah, and Viserys, it was a I liked the dynamic. It was like he was in the same position Viserys was, and I think, there's a slight chance the baby gets saved, but she's dying regardless, and I think she didn't want to go out that way. However,
she didn't want to die in childbirth.
In the books, they changed it.
Yeah,
so
I heard it was different.
In the book, she just dies in childbirth.
No way.
And I don't know. I mean, either way, she dies, like whatever. But this was a pretty big change to how she dies. So I guess in the book, Rhaenyra and her are like really good friends, and they, which you kind of get a bit of when they go to Driftmark and they're like, walking around together. So I guess in the book they're really good friends, and Viserys, Rhaenyra, and Daemon are all there when she dies at childbirth.
Did her parents die?
No, they're still alive.
Okay, because we didn't see them.
No.
they were not in that.
They
episode.
dip out for like an episode.
Yeah, they come back.
Yeah.
Well, they like to travel. What are you gonna do?
I like them.
But no, they did change her death.
Yeah, I was sad to see
How
her go. I
about the
liked her.
size of that dragon?
Vagar,
He's
he's
a
the
big
biggest dragon.
He's a
My
big dude.
God, this show is so cool,
It's
dude.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That when they were in the dragon training thing, the kids like when that dragon comes, like I was like,
It reminded me of the Velociraptor from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, the original one with
the
nail tapping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well, I do like how they've made each of these dragons individual.
Yeah, they each have their own qualities.
Whereas
you know,
like Danny's 3 dragons,
they're all the same.
You couldn't tell.
Except Drogon.
Really,
Drogon
other
was a
than
big
color.
guy.
Yeah. So they've done a great job with that. And like you said, I know earlier you were worried about, are they going to be, oh, look at all these dragons. It seems like they've really just been tame with it,
I also didn't understand, and apparently it's like you have to attach yourself, metaphorically speaking, to an egg.
Yep.
And you become the mother/father of that egg. and then the egg. And that's why the dragon respects you. And then, like when the kids have the thing on the hot coals, you know, and they go, "Oh, look at this! We get the egg on the hot." So cool,
and it brings
awesome.
it brings a lot of connection to Daenerys when she has the 3. But yeah, that dragon Vagar. I mean, that was Viserys's dragon before, and it was his father. So that's like the oldest dragon there. And you could tell too, it was heavy. It was like,
dude, it was the CG
awesome.
is so good. It doesn't feel fake. I mean, they'd shoot a lot of it at night.
Right.
A lot of the CG stuff is at night. But and that, by the way, that castle, that's a real castle.
Oh yeah, Harrenhal. Which one?
The one where she runs out and gets burned, or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that's
it looked real.
Like that's a real place. Like even the
cool.
inside when they're having dinner and he says, "Oh, the toast to Aegon the Conqueror," or whatever.
Yeah,
that's like really inside that castle. Like it's a real spot. No, so cool.
I mean, I do wish they spent a little more time with Damon and
I do too.
Lena.
I do
but
too.
you know, I again, like we're probably gonna forget about it in an episode because there's bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's talk about the end of the episode.
Yeah, we got to talk about this kid. We have.
So Sir Harwin and his father Lionel tries to not become Hand of the King. He takes his thing off. Viserys won't let it happen. They get sent off to Harrenhal, which I believe that Harrenhal's their castle at this moment.
Well, Lionel takes his son back
to Harrenhal
because he's the heir.
He's ashamed.
Yeah,
and he does it because he's ashamed, but he tells the king that it's because he wants him to take over his duties.
Yeah, and then that motherfucker Larys, the other brother,
he's the new Littlefinger.
He is.
I hate him.
Yeah,
I don't like him.
He has him killed. He burns down Harrenhal again. Harrenhal already burned.
I can't stand this guy.
I mean, this sucks for me because I liked Sir Harwin. I liked
Lionel, dude.
Yeah, Lionel was great.
Like, what an awesome character. How humble are you that you got to go and you're like, listen, I can't. That's exactly who you want as Hand of the King.
Seriously.
Even someone who would quit because of
some dignity.
God,
I know.
Oh
Self-respect.
God. I'm like distraught, dude.
Yeah,
I was distraught.
It sucks.
He's gonna play a big role. This guy. He's gonna be manipulating him and Alicent. Like, she's got her little squad.
She does, and she kind of acts like she didn't want that to happen. But he roped her in. He roped her into that. He kind of knew, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't want that to happen." But he's sly. He knows what he's doing there.
He's a sly motherfucker.
I think that because of whatever ailments he has.
Yeah.
Right. I as my created in my own head backstory for this kid is like he was never going to be a knight like his brother.
Yeah.
He was never going to be anything special. He's single. He's older. You know what I mean? He's the cripple. The way that they look at him. I'm not saying anything bad about people who have any sort of disability. But, and so in this realm, this universe that everything's being portrayed in, he's definitely not been given a fair shake. And
looks down upon
because he's not that strong, right? He definitely has the mind, and he was probably sitting in the library for his entire life.
He knew he needed to make a name for himself, which is like
Incredibly
Baelish, because
intelligent.
Baelish is not from a major
comes from
house.
Baelish wasn't that bad of a guy, though.
He did some shit.
He did some shit, but he wasn't. He could have.
I
been
know.
a lot
He's off to a hell of a start. This guy.
This guy
If he
killed
keeps
his
it
own
going.
father and brother.
Yeah, that's fair.
that was bad.
Yeah, I mean Baelish just pushed a crazy woman out of the hole.
Yeah, because she wanted to kill
Yeah.
the
I mean,
love of his
Baelish kind
life's
of
daughter.
started the War of the Five Kings.
Yeah, that's true too.
Whatever. He did it for a good cause.
Yeah,
Save the stocks.
This guy's a bastard, Larys.
Sucks.
Is he?
No, I'm just saying.
But that's like a thing in the show. That's why I'm asking. Like, I didn't
not an
know.
actual
Okay.
bastard.
Right.
So yeah. I mean, that's gonna be big. I mean,
How'd you feel about that answer, by the way? Am I a bastard? You're a Targaryen. That's all that matters.
right. Well, let's talk about that.
How'd you feel about it?
What? Just the line?
Just that exchange, not like the acting performance. I'm saying, how did you feel about that as an answer? Would you accept that as an answer from your mom?
I don't know.
I mean, she pretty much told you yes without saying yes.
Right.
Right.
I think the
then
kid's
how-
smart.
Question.
Yeah.
So how does the kid? How is that going to grow up?
Oh, I
as
was
a
gonna
I don't
character?
know.
I was gonna fuck with him. I
So
bet.
deep, dude. It's so deep.
It is.
The show is on another
Like,
fucking
gotta-
level.
well, 'cause-
it's so good.
Like, if he gets a shot at the throne or like whatever happens, like there are always going to be questions now. Like, he's a
Well,
bastard.
he is the heir after
know?
Rhaenyra. Yeah.
So like
As
that.
long as the king's alive.
Right.
So I'm sure that'll come up. You know what I mean? He's not a true heir. He's not a true target. He's not a true heir. Whatever.
It's just going to be so dope when this war actually starts and you have like the kids are older and you have everyone had fucking dragons and there's just going to be these huge ass battles and shit.
I love that the what is it? The smart sailor flees.
Before the storm.
Yeah, that was
gathers,
a cool. That was a dope line.
As the storm's gathering.
That was good.
And I thought it was very interesting because I think. Can we give predictions?
Sure, let's get it.
Because I tend to watch they're becoming more ambiguous, those little like preview
yes,
things.
I actually did watch this week's. It doesn't really
It doesn't
say
tell you anything.
Yeah.
I think the queen is going to aid in some way the king's death. I think that
I could see speed it
she's
up.
getting a little tired of this shit. You know what I mean?
Well,
she wants her voice to be heard.
the Hand of the King's dead. Is Otto going to come back, or does he name someone else?
I don't think there's going to be time.
Oh, you think he's going to die before they name a
And
hand?
you know, my predictions are never right, but I'm just saying I think that that Alicent's going to aid in the king's death, and then there's going to be a struggle between her and Rhaenyra over the throne.
I'm just thinking though, the way Alicent's been whipping him around, and how at the end,
Larry, because he kind of shuts her down.
I mean, she's doing what she can,
Yeah.
but Larys says, "Are you going to call your father now?" At the end of the episode, so I wonder if she's going to kind of force her father back into it.
I could see her like trying to kind of manipulate the king like she's been doing.
Yeah,
and like he might take a firm stance on like something, and then she's like, all right, well that's now he has to go because now he's a roadblock.
Yeah,
dude.
You know what I mean? Like that's what will happen. Like something will come up, and she'll be like, "Oh, I'll just manipulate him," and she'll try, and it might be something. You know what? No, he'll hold, and then she's like, "All right, he's gotta go."
And now Rhaenyra's in Dragonstone, so the minute Viserys dies, Aegon is going to become the king because he's right there.
Well, they said the Rhaenyra in court. Like the only reason she was in court to make sure Alicent didn't have her claws,
right?
You know, unopposed. But now she's gone, so who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know what's
shit's
happen.
coming.
And now Daemon, I would assume, now that Lane is dead, he's probably going to go to take his kids to Dragonstone too, and join up with Rhaenyra,
which would be very interesting. And
I
then
like that team up.
Yeah.
Imagine on the horizon, you just see these little like. Are those birds? Is that a plane? No, it's dragons.
Yeah.
And they swarm the Red Keep, and they take back the throne, and it ends up being like another end of. We need a battle. We need a battle.
Oh, there's going to be a battle.
We need a good battle from this, and I cannot wait. And I'm just literally, I can't, like my cheeks hurt from smiling.
Episode 9, if they keep with Game of Thrones tradition, is the big episode. That's when all the battles happen. So we could be getting our first big battle in 9.
That'd be dope.
Well, we did have the Crab King battle.
I wouldn't be surprised if Viserys dies in episode 9. Maybe that's the big, because Ned died in episode 9.
They don't have enough. So I'm not trying to shut you down.
Yeah.
But we're on episode 6. The king's still alive, and we have one little move made, but we don't have enough of any like political move made.
Yeah.
For there to be a giant war, like a big battle like that.
Right.
All he has to do is go to the place where Lionel lived and then kill everybody there, and you're done. One dragon swoop.
Right.
It was not a big town. You know what I mean? Which he's not going to do, but I'm just saying it's not a political thing. There's no struggle for power. The king is the last thing standing between Rhaenyra and Alicent.
Yeah.
When that shit happens, when he goes, it's gonna pop right off.
Well, it's funny too, is because it's not like Daenerys is
and
like,
Daemon, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a third one that's an underhanded little leg there that could just pop right up out of nowhere.
And it's not like Daenerys where she had the upper hand with the dragons. They both sides have dragons.
It's gonna be
dope. A lot of people are gonna go down burning. But I mean, listen. I mean, we're off now, halfway, a little over halfway through now. I'm really excited.
It's fucking awesome.
It's been awesome so
Looks
far.
Like they hit.
How we doing on time? Do we have time for the question of the day?
Sure.
Well, how much? It's not a question that
We're
I'm
under an hour.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for episode 6. We'll be back next week to review episode 7.
And
Blonde dropped on Netflix. We're going to do our best. I'll try to watch.
There's no doing the best. We are the movie mob. We will mob the movie.
All right.
Come on, kid.
Blonde, Anna de Armas. Go watch it. All right. Let's get to the question of the day. I pulled this one out of my ass, so to speak. Oh, okay. That's good.
Oh, no,
Wait,
no.
what?
That's
last week. We
I
did
did
this
something
last week.
didn't update. I don't know why.
Okay, so the question I posed was, since Hugh Jackman, we were talking about Logan.
Yeah.
Since he's back, what would you say? Now, I made this pretty broad.
Okay.
What's your favorite either send-off performance, like last
easy.
for a character, or your favorite like final scene for a character. You know,
I-
it could be a death, but it could just be a final scene.
All right, I got both. I think by far the best send off was Iron Man
Oh yeah, and
and
Endgame.
Endgame.
Okay.
I mean, that was perfect.
Yeah.
10 years of build up. You know, it just felt right. It
Yep.
was emotional. It made sense.
Mhm.
They just did it right. Like everything. That was kind of perfect. That
Yeah.
gets me every time. My favorite ending scene.
I'm agree with you on that. I know what you're gonna say.
It's the Dark Knight
The
Rises.
Dark Knight Rises. Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's so fucking cool.
yeah.
Because you think he's dead.
Yep.
You think the Batman's dead.
Yeah.
And then the music plays.
Yep.
And it's just a scene in Italy of Alfred, what he said at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Looking out, and it's him and Catwoman. And you're like, he got away. He's happy now.
Yep.
Dude, that gives me fucking chills every time.
People shit on the ending of that movie. I don't know. I
love
that
it.
ending.
I
Dude.
think it because you think he's dead.
Yeah.
And like he survived the it's like emotional. Like
yeah.
I think it's fucking awesome.
I mean, I was probably gonna pick that too. There's so many. This is kind of it's such a hard question to answer.
Final moment, Inception's sick.
Inception. That's
That's
a hell
a
of an
fucking banger
an
last
ending
scene.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, Nick, you got a like favorite movie ending? I guess just in general, if we're talking about the endings.
Come back to me. You do your.
Okay.
Infinity War, dude.
Infinity
Just-
War. I mean, that left you speechless.
All the even through I know the new trilogy, but Force Awakens.
I know.
'Cause
Yeah.
think about that. A new Star Wars movie, you don't have Luke the whole movie.
Finally
you don't
shows
have
up,
him the
yeah.
entire, which is bold. And then the last scene, he comes and like he doesn't say a word. He just
Yeah.
takes off his hood.
Hey, I mean, we were talking about the other day though. Rogue One. Speaking of
Rogue
Star
One
Wars,
was
Vader
fucking
just
awesome.
killing all those rebels. You know, it's leading into A New Hope.
I know you don't like this movie.
Yeah.
The last scene of Edge of Tomorrow is
You
awesome.
love Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow is one of the
Yeah.
best movies ever. That movie slaps.
Yeah.
And that just at the end, he comes back and he goes to Emily Blunt's character after all they've been through.
Yeah.
It cuts and the music plays. It's so cool.
Every
dude.
ending of Bourne, all those Bourne movies.
Those are the best endings.
You know what's a good one? This
Those
might be
are
top
awesome.
5 for me. End of Casino Royale.
That's a good one.
When the guy, Mr. White's like walking into his house, all of a sudden he gets shot, and it's
That's a
just
good one.
finally you get the Bond theme, and he's finally like, my name's Bond.
There's
James
nothing like a
Bond.
good ending. It just leaves a good taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
You know, after a good movie.
Yeah.
What about the end of The Incredibles? I know it sounds so dumb.
Oh,
but
yeah,
where
it's
the
a great
whole
ending.
family has the masks and they put them on and they look over and they already got them
a cool
on
one.
and
Against
the kids.
the Underminer, right? That's the guy.
Yeah, but like just that da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so
Great ending.
good. Stuff like that's great. Toy Story. I mean, there's some really
nothing's better though. Leaving the theater with a high, like
Exactly.
a good ending of a
Wolf
movie.
of Wall Street.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the end.
Iron
I
Man.
know what we.
You said leaving the theater with a high. And I was like,
The end of the movie is when he
Jordan Belfort
sells
talking
the
about,
pen when
yeah.
he's like.
Oh, great!
Yeah.
That's good.
It's a good
That's good
callback,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Iron Man. I am
The original Iron Man. Oh yeah, that's that. I mean, that talk about like you're a kid in the theater, like watching that. That was
It's
awesome.
fucking awesome, dude.
The end of the Dark Knight when the speech is going, he's just driving off in the bike. The
So
dogs are after him.
So good. Even the end of the Batman.
Yeah,
What about the end of Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, where he's up on the car?
that was a good ending too.
Dude, a good ending makes a movie.
It does.
It really,
It's
because you
huge.
leave, you go, fuck, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know.
stuff.
Good episode, dude. Good episode.
It was a good episode.
Mm.
We'll be back, as I said, next week. We're gonna review episode 4 of Andor, which dropped today. Episode 7 of the House of the Dragon. We're getting near the end. It's terrifying. Maybe we'll Rings of Power. We're gonna watch it. If it's worth reviewing,
Yeah.
we'll talk about
So
it.
you are definitely going to watch Rings of Power, but it's an up in the air thing as to whether or not you're going to watch Blonde. You know,
Because isn't Blonde 3 hours?
you got a week, RJ. you
We'll
got a
see.
whole week.
We'll see.
Like and subscribe.
And
Wilco Media.
Yeah, Wilco Media. Like, subscribe. Leave a comment down below. What's your favorite ending to a movie? We've yet to have an answer in the comments to these questions, so maybe this is the week.
I like Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, Attack of the Clones. Very interesting. We'll see you. How you doing?